Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Friday, December the 12th, and on today's pod, we will talk Ron Silverfield's staff continuing to evolve. As we knew it would, we said on Tuesday's pod that there'd be more coming pretty quick. Hoop Hogs obviously have a huge revenge game with Texas Tech and Dallas tomorrow. We'll give out our Heisman Trophy predictions and our Christmas wish list of who we think it is imperative for the Hogs to keep on the roster and not let get in the portal come January when the portal opens. Andrew, how's your week been, my man?
It's good. It's good. Been busy. We've got a weekend coming up again, another little Christmas trip. So
Man,
trying
the
to knock.
Drakes just live large, man. The Drakes live large.
I'm telling you. No. Christmas is our time. So that's the only time we do anything. So yeah,
Nice.
just trying to get all the work done so we can have some we can get some fun done this weekend.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Your boy's a little under the weather, so if I'm a little bit hoarse, I'm grinding through, I promise. But if I sound a little raspy, that's the case there. Been doing a little pee-wee basketball tonight. Just nothing like some third grade basketball.
hey,
Nothing like it.
did we get some dubs?
We didn't get any dubs tonight. We lost by 1 in the first game, and then we lost by like 6 or 7 in the second game. But
Okay.
it's intense, man. This AAO league up here in Northwest Arkansas, like they call everything.
Okay.
Every little third graders,
Mhm.
every travel, every drug pivot foot. But we got a 3 seconds in the lane tonight on third graders. I mean, it
Okay.
is, and it's good for them. It's kind of frustrating to
Well, yeah.
watch, but like it's
Teach 'em
good for them.
young.
Most places don't do that. Most places
Yeah.
they like to get away with a bunch of stuff, and but yeah, it's the only way they're going to learn. So it's good, intense stuff for sure.
I'll never forget second grade boys club in Hot Springs. I got called for a double dribble, and I didn't know what a double dribble was yet. And I was like, "What the heck what are you calling?"
Yeah. When they
And
called the 3 seconds in the lane, our whole team looked at each other like, "What? What does that even mean?" I had no idea. That's the
yeah.
first one that's been called all year. So,
Okay.
but no, it's good for them. It's good for them. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't start with the breaking news out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. At the
No
time of
joke.
us filming this, Sherone Moore, just random out of nowhere, everybody got an update, an
Yeah.
ESPN update that Sherone Moore had been let go at
Wild.
Michigan. And I'm like, wow, just because he lost to Ohio State? I mean,
That's what
he
I was
went not
saying. I was like, "Yeah."
he went 9-3 this year, I think. And then obviously a ton has came out since. Boy, Sherone Moore makes Bobby Petrino look like a saint with the
No
motorcycle
joke.
accident.
Dude, college
Um,
football never disappoints I mean, this is a tragic situation,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but I just mean the headlines, the craziness, it's wild.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, just to break it down, whoever hasn't heard by now, but from what we know now, we're recording this Wednesday night, so this happened, hours like 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
That apparently had a inappropriate relationship with a staffer, somebody on Michigan staff, which that was the first thing that
Cute,
came out.
cute little blonde white girl. Color me shocked.
Okay. All right. It's always the blonde whites that
Yeah,
get these coaches
right.
in trouble. Um,
Right. Uh,
so
just
and
ask Bobby.
then it comes out later that he's being detained by Ann Arbor police because he went to her house and threatened her and then threatened to take his own life.
Yeah, so once again, this is all just kind of coming out right now, so we don't know exactly 100%, but we do know for a fact he's been detained and he is in jail right now. Um, and the rumor is that, when all this came out, I'll just backtrack a little bit. Supposedly, him and the staffer may have gotten into it, and the staffers who turned this into the university.
Okay.
Um, that's just what I heard. And so that's how all this came about. And apparently he was really liked this staffer. And to remind you, Sherone Moore is married with 3 children.
Okay, did not
Um,
that's the part I didn't know, so
yeah,
that was my
married
next
with
question.
3 children is what I read, and obviously Christmas here in a couple weeks. But the word is he this came out and he lost his job and he went to threaten to take his life in front of his wife, hopped in the car, went to the old gal's house, the staffer, the 24-year-old blonde or whatever, and threatened to take his life and her life. And now I just read once again, don't know if it's true. It's from a couple people on Twitter have posted it that he got this girl pregnant, forced her to have an abortion.
Oh
So
my
there's
gosh.
all this by the time this episode drops on Friday. I think there will probably be some more clarification. But boy, it sounds like a mess.
Dear Lord.
I
Like,
mean, the job of a lifetime, really. I mean, say what you want.
well, yeah.
Even SEC country people like us recognize and realize like there may not be a more prestigious job in the country outside of like Notre Dame and Michigan in terms of just like prestige, the helmet,
Mhm.
just a tradition. Um, and so yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Well, and for him to take for granted because he kinda lucked into this job.
Very
It's
much
not
so.
like he hit the ground I'm not saying he didn't, like, deserve the job or anything, but just, it was kind of like a Pete Golding Ole Miss situation, if you will, uh, you know, where they just hired the next guy on staff, just promoted him. It wasn't like they did a extenuous coaching search,
Yeah,
and went through
yeah.
the coaching process to get him. So yeah, for him to blow this opportunity, not I mean, and more importantly, to potentially blow up your family is the worst part of it. But and like you said, right before Christmas, that all this is coming out is I hate that stuff for the family aspect, and especially if he has 3 kids. But
Yep, it is wild, wild, wild. Um, Not to obviously make light of a situation like this, but obviously for the family and the kids and but I've seen a bunch of tweets like if he would have beat Ohio State 2 weeks ago,
oh
would,
my god.
would would he still have a job?
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Sad and the sad reality, probably yes. Probably so.
but anyways, yeah, it's wild stuff. I'm sure more will come out between now and when this podcast drops, but
Yeah.
we will definitely keep an eye on it. Early front runners for the Michigan job. You got
I haven't even
Slate.
had time to process that.
I think Kalen DeBoer makes sense. He's a Northern guy. We talked about that earlier. Like he's not really a fit at Alabama. I mean, he's obviously made the playoff,
Mhm.
but he is a Northern guy. He's been in the North his whole career.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think Kalen DeBoer kind of makes sense. And then we all just have to wonder if Lane would jump ship to Alabama.
Oh my gosh,
We
dude.
just because apparently that's his dream job. And
Right.
so,
Oh
and
my gosh. Are you kidding me?
would that be great?
Just
Uh,
blow up college.
that would
Another
be so great.
another blonde 24-year-old blowing up the college football world. Good lord.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. Dude, that would
Yeah.
be it'd be bar you can't make this stuff. You can't write this story.
No.
You can't make
No.
up a scenario like that, but the possibility it would be real if that
Oh,
happened.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think Kalen DeBoer makes sense. And so, obviously we'll see, if that's even an option, but I've seen some, uh I've seen some Brian Kelly stuff, and I've had a friend already text me that's
It
a
weirdly
huge
makes
Michigan
sense
fan.
though.
This Yeah, it kinda does, but, like, they're like, if we hire Brian Kelly, I'm out." Like, they're already freaking out.
Mhm.
So, um, but yeah, I can kinda see him roaming the Michigan sidelines.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
so Yeah, it'll be interesting. Lincoln Riley's been floating with a bunch of these jobs, flirting with them a little bit. I don't really see him as a fit at Michigan.
No,
Um, but but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Marcus Freeman would leave Notre Dame to go to Michigan. Um, Obviously
he
getting in a
played at Ohio
conference.
State though, so that
Oh,
would
did he?
be
I didn't
that
realize
would
that.
be the ultimate like
Yeah.
yeah, he played at Ohio State, so I'd
Okay.
if his if his Ohio State blood runs deep, then he's not taking
Yeah,
that job.
he's out
I
on
could see
that.
like an NFL guy taking a Michigan job,
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody on that. But dude, I'm here for Kalen DeBoer going and Lane
Right.
going to Alabama. Dude, I just want it for the crazy storyline. It'd be
Yeah.
nuts.
Definitely be
Ah,
entertaining. Definitely be
this has got to
entertaining.
be one of the craziest, if not the craziest, coaching carousels ever.
Oh, yeah, it's
And if
wild.
that happened, would be, I mean, you'd have to write a book and then 3 movies about it.
Yeah, and Lane would do it. I mean, don't think twice that if Lane wants to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah,
So, he don't care what the look is, he don't care. I mean,
right.
he, he's got the as much as I think Lane's a good coach and I would love him to be our coach, he's got the ego of all egos,
Hmm.
and as much as he looks up to Saban, I think he would love to take that job and try to replicate and even one up what Saban did there. That's just how Lane thinks.
Hmm.
So, um, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. If it's not Lane, I have no idea what route Alabama would go if they were to lose to Boer. It'd be, I don't know. It'd be entertaining to say the least.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And obviously, our next pod will be on Tuesday, so we should know a lot between
Yeah.
now and next Tuesday when the pod drops. Um, Ron Silverfield, as we said, added a couple more pieces to his staff. CJ Williford was announced as the safeties coach. Uh, Not familiar with CJ Williford. All I know is he was the safeties coach at Georgia
State
State? Question mark? Southern
was,
State? Georgia State, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Georgia State.
And I know he has ties to Florida. He worked with Ron Roberts at Florida. I think he was quality control for Florida's defense. And I would still like to see the job description of what a quality control coach is. Everybody has them, but I don't really
Hmm.
even know what a quality control coach does.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that the one that's always pulling the coach back when he's arguing with the ref? Is that what that guy does?
I think that's like the water boy.
Okay.
I think that's a guy that's his only job. Quality control is a really important job. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something that has to do with scheme and all that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so he was hired as the youngest Division I coach in the country in 2018. Um, and so, yeah, Ron Roberts appears to just be bringing people that he's familiar with, at Florida that maybe worked with him. Um, and then obviously, if the name Darren Wilson rings a bell, it's because he was here just 2 years ago as the Razorback safeties coach. Darren Wilson will also be coming back to Arkansas from Florida. He was the secondary coach at Florida for Ron Roberts. Um, if you remember, I did a little research on this. I thought I was like, when he was here, our secondary was pretty good, I think.
Hmm.
And sure enough, we were fourth in the SEC in defensive passing yards allowed in 2023 with him as our safeties coach.
I don't remember
Obviously,
ever being that high.
right. That was our highest since 2011.
Okay.
So he did something that hadn't been done in over 10 years, allowing, I want to say 203 passing yards a game or something.
Okay.
But Jalen Braxton, obviously, that was his breakout year as a freshman. Um, TJ Metcalf,
Yep.
he transferred to Michigan. He started at safety. Nudie, Dwight McGlothern, he started for LSU, transferred in.
Hmm.
Now, once again, this is secondary, and Darren Wilson was only the safeties. But was that when Quincy McAdoo? Was that before he had his car wreck? I don't remember if that was his freshman year or not. He may have been the year before that.
23.
He may have been the year before. But Darren Wilson was also here for that year, and Quincy was obviously a corner, not a safety.
I
But
think he got
obviously the
hurt.
safe.
I think he got hurt in 23 because I think
Yeah,
last year. Anyway, yeah, I hated that for him. He was awesome.
yeah, dude, he looked great. But anyways, yeah. So Darren Wilson, I think that's probably a pretty good hire. Once again, if we weren't told we'd be blown away, I would be very. I am. I mean, I kind of like the way this staff is shaping up a little bit, and
Hmm.
you know, bring Darren Wilson on back to coach the whole secondary. It's kind of weird that he left. He left to go be the defensive coordinator at Georgia Southern, I
Okay.
believe, and he was only there for like 2 or 3 months, and then he got hired away to Florida as the secondary coach.
Okay.
So. Um, Obviously, Georgia Southern thought he was ready to be a D coordinator, and so we'll see. I can tell you right now, he's got his work cut out for him because our secondary was pathetic,
Uh,
and there's pretty much nobody coming back from that pathetic secondary. So
yeah.
they're going to have to hit the portal hard.
Yeah.
And if anybody's got their work cut out for him, it's going to be the secondary coach, Darren Wilson, and
We get.
C.J.
Can we get
Williford.
Metcalf back now that
Right?
the
Maybe he's available.
Michigans maybe the
Maybe
Michigans
he's available.
got
You just
coaching pro.
always wonder, like, when the portal opens here, I think it's January, early January,
He's like the third,
will
something like
any of
that.
these guys be able to pull anybody from their position groups, where they were at? So
Hmm.
will Darren be able to bring any secondary guys from Florida? Will uh, obviously I think that it goes without saying that I'll be shocked if we don't get a handful of Memphis transfers
Hmm.
on either side of the ball. Um, But will David Johnson be able to bring a running back or two from Florida State? You just always wonder, like, will they be able to pull anybody? So it'd be interesting to see it play out. Oh yeah, can't forget Hud Island. That's when old Hudson Clark was roaming the safeties for the Hogs when Darren Wilson was the safeties coach. So
I feel like
um,
Hudson Clark was in our secondary for like 8 years.
he was, he was, he was. Um, but yeah, thoughts on C.J. Williford, Darren Wilson. Yay, nay, wait and
Sure,
see.
sure. If look, I mean, there's a handful of names that I would even know if
Even
they
recognize,
right,
yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah.
you know, if I heard it was one of the radio shows today, um, while I was working, just listening in the background, but somebody was saying, look, it's all gonna come down to Ryan Silverfield. So he knows what, you know, he's hiring to the best of his ability for what he thinks he needs. And these are assistant coaches that are assisting him. So, all these guys are there to run his program to the best way that he sees fit. And so it's all going to fall on him and we'll see how it all plays out. So as of right now, we're supporting him. And so, if it doesn't work out, then it's on Ryan. And
Yep,
we will we will see. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to me, I'm more concerned, if he's hiring guys that are going to be best for how he wants to implement the culture and the systems in place, that's fine with me. I'm more interested in the names that we pull out of the portal than I am the coaching staff, honestly, at
coaches.
this point.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
um,
sure.
now, once it's 6 weeks into the next season, if we're having secondary issues, I'll be calling for these guys' heads. But until that point, I'm uh, I'm just like, sure, go get the guys that you think are best for your culture and your system, and let's go. As long as they can get some dudes out of the portal, that's what I'm worried about.
Yep.
So,
I like the fact that they're getting somebody with some SEC experience on defense. Um, I just feel like on defense, it's way more important to obviously have dudes and people who know how to compete at the SEC level.
mhm,
I mean, offense, I feel like you can always scheme up a little bit here and there, even if you don't obviously have any kind of SEC experience. But man, defense, you just got to have players and you got to have dudes who can be coached up and play at a high level.
and depth.
And yeah, depth. And so, yeah, I like the fact we're getting some guys with some SEC experience on the defensive side, and hopefully we can get some players with some SEC experience on the
Yes.
defensive side. Um, yeah, so that's where the roster's at, or the coaching staff is at now. So what's that leave? All we got to do is get a uh, defensive line coach, right?
Defensive line.
Assuming Ron Roberts is doing linebackers. Usually the D coordinator a lot of time does linebackers, but
I think he was linebackers and D coordinator at Florida. So,
yeah,
yeah, D line, and then uh, a lot of people think if you're going to retain anybody, it's the tight end coach.
yeah,
Because we haven't
Morgan Turner.
officially announced a tight end coach. So, but we also have 2 offensive line coaches. So,
Yeah,
whatever that means.
yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if we talked about Chad Lunsford last time. We probably did, but he was hired as special teams coordinator. He was a head coach. He was a head coach. God, I'm getting all my Georgias mixed up. He was a head coach at Georgia Southern or Georgia State too, I think, at one point.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, as of late, he's been the special teams coordinator at Auburn,
Auburn. Yeah.
and people just talk really highly of him. So um, maybe Scott Starzik, assuming Scott Starzik comes back, you've got a pretty good kicker. I think he was 14 of 18 this year.
Oh, dang it. I
As
meant to put him on my
as a
list. Anyway, go
as a
ahead.
true freshman, he missed a couple clutch ones, at Ole Miss and
Yeah.
LSU, a couple late ones. But I mean, for a true freshman, 14 of 18, I mean, and Cam Shanks was obviously a return specialist at UAB. He didn't do nothing this year, but maybe
Right. They were
maybe we
hyping
can.
up the best returner in the country. We just got out of the
Yeah,
portal, and I think it's the
statistically, he
longest.
was.
I think it's the
Yeah,
longest return for 15 yards for us. So
yeah, yeah.
outstanding.
It's not like he got a ton of chances.
That's true.
It's not like our defense got a ton of stops.
That's true.
Um, but yeah, so we'll see. Coming together. Um, Hoop Hogs, huge game tomorrow. Texas Tech in Dallas. Bud Walton South is what we like to call it.
We're playing in the American Airlines
Yep,
arena.
in the American
So,
Airlines Arena, so where the Mavericks play. Obviously, there's a huge Razorback contingent in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, not only from alumni, but students.
hmm
Um, they just every year I see that our student body population is just more and more people from Texas.
hmm
But I expect a minimum like 50-50 fan split, even though the game's in
Oh,
Texas.
they will have more.
Um, maybe even more. Yeah, maybe even more.
You know how
Minimum
far Lubbock is
50-50.
from Dallas?
Yeah,
Not that they don't have a big alumni base in Dallas also, but
it's about probably the same distance as us, isn't it? I mean, 5 hours probably.
I would
I mean, it's
assume I would
just because
assume
it's in the same state
maybe
isn't.
farther, but let me do some work here.
Yeah. But and I've also, Texas Tech being in the playoffs still, I've heard they're not even in basketball mode at all yet. They're still so locked in on football that
Oh yeah.
they may not even be wanting to travel for a basketball game right now. So, um, it would be a game that I would be interested in going to in a different year. Things are a little tight right now, but it's a game that I tend to go to games like that. But no, it should be a great game.
Wow.
Obvi-
It is. So I did it from Texas Tech University, from Lubbock to American Airlines Center, is 5 hours and 9 minutes.
it is like the exact
And I
same.
did it from Bud Walton Arena to the American Airlines Center. It's 5 hours and 10 minutes.
Wow.
It's literally the
Wow.
exact same distance or time. I don't
Yeah,
know about miles, but the time exactly the same. That's
that
you
is
can't do that. That's
crazy.
impossible.
That is crazy.
That's
Um, but yeah, expect a lot of Razorback fans. Okay, you tell me that. I'd say it maybe be 60-40 at worst, maybe even up to 70-30 Razorback fans. Um, like I said, I've also heard that Texas Tech fans are not in basketball mode yet. So,
I wouldn't be.
um, no, I would love for my team to be in the playoff right now. I would love it.
With a
Um,
first round bye.
but as we talked about a little bit on the last pod, Texas Tech ranked number 16 in the AP poll. The Hogs are at 17, so top 20 matchup. Both teams are 7-2. Texas Tech's 2 losses have come to Illinois 81-77, which I'm here to tell you right now that Illinois is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Big Z getting some run at
Yeah.
Illinois for those of you that remember Big Z last year. And then Purdue spanked them 86-56. I would hope that, I mean, obviously that'll be a film that the coaching staff is really digging deep on to see what Purdue has success with there. Because Purdue's obviously really good too, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they're 30 better than Texas Tech. But outside of that, they've not really been tested. Um, they beat LSU 82-58 just a couple nights ago. LSU's fraud alert. They were undefeated at the time, but we talked about JT Toppin. I'll be curious to see what Cal decides to do to try to limit JT Toppin. One of the premier first-round draft pick guys, averaging 21 points a game and 12 rebounds a game. Pretty sure he's a lefty, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'd like to think you could put TB on him, but I just have nightmares of what Boozer did to Trevin.
Yeah.
So
He's a
I'm
liability. He's a liability in
yeah,
the post on defense.
may go with some length there and Trevin, or may go with the muscle with Pringle and Ewan. Ewan's not a good defender, but Pringle's going to get in there and play hard and bang around with him at minimum, and at least make him work for it. And then Christian Anderson, averaging 19 points a game. So you got a guy averaging 21 or a guy averaging 19, and then they really kind of drop off after that. But Christian Anderson is shooting 43% from three, so you might want to make sure you know where he's at on the 3-point line. Have a hand up. He probably, obviously, when Billy's in, I would assume he would match up with him, or I could start any Darius, I guess, or DJ will probably start on him. But revenge, baby, revenge,
Oh
and
yeah.
they can play it down all they want. But coming from someone who coached basketball for 14 years, even if it's the following year, if you get to play the team that ended your season, especially the returning players, you are fired up. You feel like you got something to prove. You got a chip on your shoulder. Um, I would be shocked if any number of Carter, Billy, DJ, and Trevin didn't have some of their best games of the year. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
shocked. Just to have some competitiveness in you, man, and just to be pissed off about it. And I think the big difference is you got better guards. You got Acuff
Mm-hmm.
and Malik on top of those 4 returners. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. If you remember last year, Carter Knox had his best game of the season in that Sweet 16 game. I think he had 21 or 22 points. We need to see that Carter on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, it goes without saying, that DJ played pretty good that game too. DJ's the one that missed the shot at the end to try to win the game. It was a tough contested shot. It's not like it was
Mm-hmm.
wide open, but
Right.
you would think the guy that missed the shot to send us to the Elite Eight would, feel like he has that something to prove. And then I remember Nelly Davis had like 30 last year against these guys. So somebody's going to have to find that 30 points somewhere. Obviously, I'd love Darius and Malik to find 30 between the two of them and then some.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you got? Predictions? You think we go down to Dallas and pull out another top 20 win, or what are you thinking?
I'm gonna say we get this one. Yeah. I'm gonna yeah, I'll take the dub on this one. I'll say we win this one, drop to Houston in New Jersey.
Okay.
I'll say we get this one.
Yeah. Dude, that game last year, I still have nightmares. Dude, we were
Oh
up
yeah.
16. We were up 16
Mhm.
with like eight minutes to go in the game.
Mhm.
And I remember them having just like, I'm just spitballing here, but I remember them having like 20 plus offensive rebounds. They just massacred us on the boards. I remember one possession, I swear they got 7 and then
Mhm.
ended up with like a 3 with like 2
Yeah.
minutes to go in the game. I
Yeah.
mean, and just so obviously, if Grant McCaslin has replaced the rest of his roster with the same type of big physical, front court players that give us trouble, like
Mhm.
Michigan State and Duke,
Yeah.
that's a huge concern. So, um, well, I would love nothing more than like a non-sweat 12-point dub or something.
Well,
Mm,
wouldn't we all?
that would be nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
big game. Grant McCaslin is a great coach. He's one of my favorites in college basketball. Um, had a year at Arkansas State, for those of you who didn't know, and then went to North Texas after had a really good 1 year at Arkansas State. Went to North Texas, made the tournament a couple times at North Texas, um, then got promoted to Texas Tech. So, anyways, big game for the Hogs. Need to come up, get the dub. Had a week to prepare for it, so hopefully they come out ready to play. Um, anyways, we will now get to our Christmas wish list of transfer portal guy or current roster guys that we think it is imperative for them to find a way to keep on the team for next year. And
And
Andrew has 5 and I have 5.
these are on top of the guys that we already know are coming back.
Yeah.
So like
This is not including
obviously
KJ
right.
or
Obviously
Quincy.
KJ Jackson, Quincy Rhodes would have been
Yeah.
top of everybody's wish list.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're coming back, which
Speaking of,
yeah,
before we get to this, you got to go have a little meet and greet with KJ Jackson, right? The
yeah,
last couple
yeah.
days. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So he did a little meet and greet at Cleve Sports Cards in Springdale. And like I cannot stress enough how nice, how well spoken KJ Jackson is. And like he's the kind of person that just like wins you over at like just meeting him. Like he shook my hand, asked my name. This kid's 19 from Montgomery, Alabama. He's not from Arkansas. And shook my hand first, I mean like first meeting. Like I walk in the door, he shakes my hand, he's like, "What's your name, man?" And like Andrew Drake was like, "Andrew, nice to meet you, man." And I was like, "Man, we're excited, like really excited that you stayed. Excited for you to be here next year and to hopefully lead this team." And he was like, "Man, I couldn't have seen myself anywhere else. This is where I wanted to be. Uh, we're ready, like me, Coach Silverfield, and the guys that are staying. Like we're here to turn this program around. I want to turn this program around. I want to be the guy to do it." And I was like, "Man, I'm a lifelong Hog fan. Like that makes me really excited." And
Yeah.
then he talked to me for like 15 minutes, and just
Wow.
like, I mean, like I don't know, I can't even put into words like how just nice he was. Like for a Division 1 athlete, quarterback, obviously is probably getting a hefty NIL deal to stay here, but just humble, like excited to want to take Arkansas to the next level, and just kept talking about that, and was just you could hear the like excitement in his voice, and like hear the passion that Coach Silverfield has already put into him to take to other people. He was at he's been at like a couple of the incoming guys signing days. Like he went to Bentonville for Prevo and
Really?
Blair
Wow.
Irvin's like signing day.
Wow.
He was telling me that he's already thrown with them and was impressed with those guys. and so like
Was there
just
nobody else there? Was there not like a line of people? Like,
so I got there. It was from like 6 to 8. I got there probably at a little after 7. There was probably only like 10 people there. And I mean, I'd like to think that I was the most engaging of the conversationalists there. So I'm
yeah.
just kidding. No, but
Did you tell him you have a podcast and we'd love to have him on?
I didn't want to.
Oh,
I didn't want to infringe on the
uh,
other NIL. I was literally at an NIL event. I didn't want to infringe on their thing. They were
okay.
obviously standing right there, but
Well, we weren't offering any money, just out of the gracious of his heart.
dude, I'm
Which
telling you, he was so nice. He literally might have if I had asked him. Um, but did I did talk to him about
oh, did you?
some uniform things. He goes,
Yeah.
so I can give you this. He said that Coach Silverfield is wanting to change some things up, including the game day experience, um, and possibly the players have been talking about uniforms. So my suggestion was like, look, first year, it's like if you want to bring me in for a consultation meeting, I've got plenty of ideas, uh, but my first one, I was like, look, if you don't want to like completely make the fan base mad, I was like, if you want to do something that I think the majority of the fan base would accept and think is awesome, let's do all not anthracite, but let's do all black and give me a slobber hog on the helmet.
Yeah,
And I
that would
was
be
like,
sick.
dude, you would be like a night game. Who are our home games
Mhm.
next year? Not Texas, not
It
who would
should
be
be,
our
right? Texas should be coming back. We went there
no, we're
this
going
year.
there 2 years in a row. It's with the new 9 game schedule. Um I know Georgia's coming, but you're not gonna win that one. What are the anyway, just picture like a winnable night game, all blacks with slobber hog.
Blackout crowds blacked out,
Yeah, he said he
black,
was like
yeah, black
he
lids.
in his words, he's like, "That would be cool to
That'd be
do
cool.
the all blacks with the slobber hog." So, but that's always been my I know I've said it on the pod before, but and I was telling him, I was like, "I don't know how much you know about like the history of the program and like the logos and stuff," but I was like, "It's always been my dream as a lifelong Hog fan to take these logos that have been primarily in basketball and other sports and just make them." I don't know why it's so hard to make them athletic department wide. Like wide
Yeah.
basketball is the only sport that can use the
Cool
A and the
logos,
slobber hogs.
multiple cool logos. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like. And then my other idea was to bring back the red chrome helmets, do a oversized running through the A logo on one side, and then the number on the other side
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
red chrome helmet.
Yeah.
He likes that idea too.
Maybe Ryan will do some cool stuff with the uniform combos. He's really the one I've read that spearheaded that stadium renovation they're doing over there at the Liberty Bowl. He was kind of
Well,
behind getting all that done, and
they're about 40
um,
years behind the times on that deal, but
yeah,
yeah.
they are, they are. But yeah, so hopefully that's cool. That's cool for KJ. I'm glad you got to meet him.
Yeah,
Once again, our marketing team, I didn't see anything about that. Not saying it went out there somewhere,
yeah,
but I follow all the Hog social medias,
mhm.
and I didn't see that pop out anywhere on any of my social medias. So that's something
Yeah,
they need to be marketing a little
I don't
better.
know, I just saw it on Facebook, but
Yeah.
yeah, again, just could not speak higher of the quality kid that he is, the leadership vibes that I got off of him, just the way he was talking. So he gained a huge fan in me. Like I'll be the biggest KJ fan going forward. So
Keep those season tickets after all.
I am keeping him. I even told him, was like, I'm in the south end zone. Come look for me when you score
Yeah.
first touchdown. Come look for me.
Right.
So
Um, yeah. So once again, this Christmas wish list does not have KJ or Quincy on it because we are assuming they are coming back. So
he's all in.
but he is all in. So we will get that pulled up. All right, man. We have a new graphic design expert that we hired. for the Never Yield pod. I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
Andrew made these graphics. Unbelievable job. Um, looks like he probably just took the Christmas bow he uses on his real estate graphics and put a Razorback on it. And
Hey, look, we
but
don't know
no,
how to
that looks
we
sweet.
don't need to know how the sausage is made, okay? We just got the
That's
graphic
right.
up. All right. So
That's right.
tell us your top 5
So
people you
my
want
top
back.
five, man, it's important to me that we keep our core in the trenches.
Mhm.
I switched it up a little bit just to say I switched it up, but man, it's just all these games are won at the line of scrimmage. In the
Mhm.
SEC, you got to win it on the line of scrimmage on both sides, and we're already replacing our whole secondary. So obviously, I don't have any secondary guys on there, but my first guy went was Bradley Shaw. Every time I saw Bradley Shaw in the game this year, I thought he should have played more. He was around the ball, making plays, playing hard. Um, I don't think he got enough run. I know he got more late in the season, but if you can just keep Bradley Shaw, obviously you're losing Sorey, you're losing Steven Dix. If you can keep Bradley Shaw to have some kind of stability with SEC experience at the linebacker spot, I think that'd be huge. I'd love to keep Bradley Shaw. I put Antonio Jordan. Man, this dude was so hyped up in the preseason.
Mhm.
I mean, they were comparing him to Greg Childs, Marcus Monk, Moss, and everybody.
Mhm.
And then he got injured and pretty much missed the whole year. Um, Kid from Warren, I
Mhm.
believe,
Yep.
in-state kid.
Yeah.
And so, man, they just act like he is, maybe not as good as Traylon Burks, who's never going to be another Traylon, but that caliber, just like a true number one, just,
Mhm.
hey, Antonio's down there somewhere, throw it up and let him go get it. And that's just mainly because all the hype we heard about
Yeah.
him in the preseason. He was just mossing our guys, which
Yeah,
turned
it
out every
exactly.
every team we played did.
Yeah. No, I almost put him on my list, for the same reason, but it was like I did I guess I didn't know he got hurt. I just know that they were hyping him up so
Yeah,
hard in the preseason, and then you never heard about him again, and it
yeah.
was so, yeah, I'm assuming that, but based off his picture here, I'm getting some Xavier Legette vibes.
Okay, okay.
If you've
That's
seen if you've heard
that's
him.
pulling out a name. Yeah.
Yeah, so Xavier Legette, big body guy that's with the Panthers now, I think. Anyway,
Yeah. Some guy that every NFL fantasy football guy will know. Um,
yeah.
I'm gonna Kobe Branham. I think obviously a Fort Smith kid, playing, stepping in young as a redshirt freshman. I mean, I think he could be a 3 or 4 year starter for us. I think he's just a guy in the middle of that offensive line that you have a good offensive line when they're not calling out your name very much. And
Mhm,
you never heard Kobe Branham started every game, every snap, and you really never heard anybody talk about him. And so for being a redshirt freshman, I think just tightening up that inside of that line. Caden Kittler, obviously, you don't realize how important your center is until you have a bad one.
mhm.
Was it just 2 or 3 years ago when our snaps, every single snap, KJ Jefferson was reaching
Oh my
every
gosh.
which way, every
Don't
single
remind
play
me.
because we couldn't snap it to him that
Mhm.
year with Dan Enos,
It was
and,
also delayed too. It
yeah,
like,
it
you
was
could
so
count to
bad.
5, it felt like, before the ball got to the quarterback.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Yeah, that was
But, yeah, once
awful.
again, just having a center, a guy who can, pick up the new scheme quick, can be the leader of that line, make the audibles up front. Obviously familiarity with KJ Jackson. And then I put big Ian Jaffard. I mean, I know he kind of started out slow, but towards the end of the year, he made some plays. He had some good plays against
Mhm,
Texas.
mhm,
Big old boy. You can't teach 320 pounds,
mhm,
that's something you can't teach. And so having somebody with some SEC experience, in that line, whether he's a starter or rotational piece, man, just, you've got Quincy coming back. If you could bring Jaffard back, I think he'll be a junior next year. And just assuming he can continue to grow, get better, get stronger. I mean, he just looks like an SEC lineman.
yeah.
So, obviously it was tough picking, obviously a Marion Harris I had on my list as a maybe, starting right tackle. Once again, Little Rock kid.
Mhm.
Love to get him back. There's several guys, but these are the five that I was like, hey, at all costs, let's make sure these guys don't run off and go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to Andrew's Christmas wish list. Some of the same, some different. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple of same guys on my list. So obviously my number one, I've been a big Braylon Russell guy the whole time. So I I'll say I can't knock him if he leaves because we have just severely underutilized Braylon Russell. But after on the offensive side of the ball, after KJ Jackson, it's Braylon Russell. Obviously Arkansas kid uh, from Hot Springs, ended up at Benton, and just you know need the we need a lightning running back, but we need to keep him as our thunder guy. And just I think he's just a he's just a program guy that you want to get you 2-3 yards when you need it. And anyway, big brother Russell guy.
yeah,
If we can get him back, I,
just seems like a head case to me. I mean, I hope he was really injured the last two games, but something tells me after all that crap that happened last year, he's just like, yeah, screw y'all, I'm out.
yeah,
Like, so I
um,
hope I'm wrong because he is a
yeah,
dang good running back.
right,
But maybe he just needs a new coach, fresh start to kind of
yeah,
get his head on straight.
yeah. I'd love to have him back. Um,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I
Me
think
too.
Silverfield's offense would suit him even better than Petrino's, but we'll see. Tavion Wallace was a huge get for us last year as an incoming freshman. I don't know how much he saw the field this year, if hardly any, but heavily rated 4-star linebacker out of
Yeah.
Georgia. We got him over, the Alabamas and Georgias of the world. We got him to come here. So a lot of potential that I think could be developed with the right defense coordinator. And if uh, this defense coordinator is a linebacker specialist, then would love to see his development and see if we could get another rock star linebacker like a Drew Sanders or maybe reach the potential that Xavier Story didn't. We saw glimpses of, but never like had the consistency. Would love to keep him to do that. From what I've heard, is a great kid too. So
Yeah, dude. He was
I'm
super high. I remember he was super highly recruited.
yeah
Um, so yeah, I think he would be maybe he's ready for that next step and ready to
yeah. If he could make the,
see some playing time.
I'm assuming he redshirted this year, so if he could make that jump and be a just a stud redshirt freshman would be awesome. So would love to
Yeah. I
keep
mean, like you
him.
said, offered by Florida State, Florida, Georgia, Arizona. I mean,
Yeah, he
you just keep
was.
going. Auburn,
Yeah,
Georgia Tech, Louisville, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State offered him. I mean,
yeah,
so yeah, that's a guy that we need to
yeah.
step up. And Memphis offered him, so there's a
Okay,
little bit there. So that's
yeah.
good.
Um, and then the rest of my guys are the O line. Obviously, I'm going to be a huge KJ Jackson guy, like I said, and protecting him is going to be crucial. And so, if we can have some familiarity there, and on an offensive line that was one of the few bright spots of the team this year, I think. So I went Kobe Branham, Caden Kittler, and Marion Harris. If we can get all those guys back, and then get a couple more pieces out of the portal um, to just really beef up this offensive line and
Yeah.
get some good competition in there.
I guess
I think
Shaq
we'll be
McCroy, I guess he announced he was transferring after the last pod. We didn't talk
yeah,
about that last pod because we
yeah.
did it
I
after.
know. I hated
Man,
it.
I hate that, dude.
I
I
did
think that's
too.
a huge loss. I
Yeah.
know he didn't really get much run.
Hmm.
Obviously he's a redshirt freshman this year, but once again, 4-star guy, went to Oregon. Arguably, the rumor was that he was our most highly paid guy that we bought out of the portal. Um, and so, yeah, dude, I hate that. A lot of people are acting like it's not a big deal and he's not any good, blah, blah. He didn't start this year. Dude, he's a redshirt freshman
Yeah.
and development, you're a development. He's got the size. I mean, I hate
It's
that loss, dude.
hard to coach 6'8", 377
Yeah,
or whatever he
I
is. So
hate that loss.
yeah, I did
He had
too.
as many touchdowns this year as Andrew Armstrong did last year. Let that sink in for a minute. Um, so, but but yeah, that was a tough loss. So
Yeah.
it's just so hard to get good linemen out of the portal.
Hmm.
You got to keep your guys, your guys you recruit because it's hard to find good ones out of the portal. So, all right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, good list. I agree with all those. I kind of forgot about Tavian Wallace, honestly, until I saw the graphic. I was like, oh, yeah, man, I forgot he was even on the team. But I remember
Hmm.
how highly, highly recruited he was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like your list.
Yeah.
Um,
The one thing I'll remember T Will for, other than being an extremely overrated rapper, is him when they got Tavion's letter of
was
intent.
that him when they had that
Was
video?
yeah, when he ran, I mean, was like
Yeah.
screaming running down the hallway, was because
Yeah.
we got Tavion Wallace. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
um
didn't realize that was
so
him.
that's
Yeah.
it was we need to keep him.
Yeah. Yeah. Need to keep him for sure. Um, all right. Heisman Trophy predictions. Um, I guess I'll go first with my Heisman Trophy prediction. I'm going with Diego, man. I love Diego. You've heard me all year talk about Diego, how I wasn't betting against Diego when our pick'ems against the spread.
Yep.
And man, you can't let the man in the playoff. And I just feel like unrecruited out of high school, 0 stars, you know, JUCO, New Mexico State, Vandy takes Vandy to the best year in school history. I mean, I don't think he'll win it, but I'm picking him because I want him to, and I think he's
Oh yeah.
deserving.
Yeah.
I think he is as deserving or more deserving than anybody else there. Um, and you talk about not only the stats, but you just talk about taking a team that's never been good. You can say that about Mendoza, also obviously at Indiana,
Hmm.
but taking a team that's never been good and just having a great year. So I know
Yeah.
he's like 34 years old, but still.
Yeah. If the voters would treat this award for what it should be, I've said Darren McFadden got
Oh,
snubbed
hosed.
of this award, but
Absolutely hosed.
I was like, I said it back then. I was like, if you take Tebow off of Florida and you take Darren McFadden off of Arkansas, which team is going to suffer
Yeah.
greater
Yeah.
consequences by not having that guy on the team? It was clearly Arkansas,
Yeah.
not
Well,
having Darren McFadden.
Tebow's one thing. I can kind of see Tebow because his numbers were unreal, even though you're right. Like you compare them. But Troy Smith the year before is the one that I really have a problem with.
Well, yeah.
Like Troy Smith winning and Darren finishing second that year is when I was like, dude, that one wasn't even close. Like
Yeah.
the whole world loved Tebow, the Tebow love fest, like,
Well,
and
so
Tebow was a generational type player, but he should have beat Troy Smith that first year, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
for sure. But up to that point, a sophomore had never won the
Correct.
Heisman Trophy. So that was a reason that they said is probably why Darren McFadden didn't get it. Then Tim Tebow the
The
next year
next
becomes
year,
the first sophomore to win the
yeah,
Heisman Trophy.
yeah,
But my biggest beef with that one was that, like, his stats were stupid numbers, but it was like they didn't give the running backs the ball inside the 10-yard line. Tebow ran it
yeah,
every single time. And there
yep.
was drives where it took him, they might have the ball inside the 10 and he might run it 4 times just to get
Oh yeah, for
to
sure.
the just to
Yeah,
get in the end zone. And so
yeah,
a yard and a half at a time. But anyway, that's very old beef. But I said that argument to
yeah.
say that if you take Diego Pavia off of Vanderbilt, they're a 6-win team probably and not
Oh, for
10.
sure,
So
for sure.
um, if the voters would look at the award in the way that I think it should be viewed, and just like means the most to his team and the country, I would give it to Diego if that's how they do it. But next
but they
slide,
don't.
I think the
Well, not yet, not yet,
okay,
not yet.
sorry.
This is how I think the order will play out. Diego won. Fernando Mendoza, I think he'll probably win it. Second, Julian saying, man, I hate to be that guy, but he's a great quarterback. I would love him to be our quarterback, but he's not a Heisman Trophy quarterback, in my opinion. I don't watch an Ohio State game and be like, my God, that dude can sling it.
Right.
Like, obviously, he's a quarterback of the team that was number one in the country all year. He was a 5-star. Yeah, I get all that, but I think that's more of that's a Troy Smith type deal. You know,
Yeah.
the quarterback on the best team.
Same
Whatever.
number for the same team.
Yeah, right.
Number
And then
10 at Ohio
Jeremiah
State.
Love, I love Jeremiah Love. He's not going to win the Heisman because you can't give it to him and not give it to Ashton Genty last year
Mhm.
when Genty's numbers were better than his.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeremiah Love is a dude. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, it's just running backs get no love in today's game for the Heisman. So, all right,
Yeah.
to Andrew's Heisman predictions. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, I think the voters just vote for the best player on the best team, traditionally a quarterback, and so number 1 team in the country is Indiana, especially after beating Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. So I'm going Fernando Mendoza. I just think that's the way the voters are gonna do it. And then my final standings are similar to yours, just with 1 and 2 flipped. I think Diego goes second, and followed by Julian Sand, literally just because he's a quarterback, and Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love could finish third, but yeah, I'm gonna go Mendoza, Pavia, Sand, Love. So
I like it. I think if I was a betting man, that would be that'd probably be the smart way to go. So Mendoza's obviously put up great numbers. You know, Signetti's offense. You know, it seems like they run it up on everybody. Um, but uh, but yeah, I think Mendoza's a worthy candidate. I think he's a lot better than Julian saying. Um,
oh yeah.
uh, that's just that's just my opinion. Um, so obviously he had 33 touchdowns this year with 6 rushing touchdowns. So you know, anytime you can put up a season with almost 40 touchdowns, that's a good year. And then Diego only had 36 touchdowns. So Mendoza did have an extra game, obviously in the Big Ten championship, so their numbers are
Mhm.
very similar. But once again, you know, he's the quarterback on the number one team in the country, so he's probably going to get the nod. And more power to him. I like it when weird guys win the Heisman. If you've ever watched a Fernando Mendoza
Oh, dude.
interview,
Yeah.
the dude is out there.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you've not watched a Fernando Mendoza um, interview, I would highly recommend that you do
Yes.
that on your to-do list.
Yeah.
But yeah, excited for that. I love watching the Heisman. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Real quick, couple news from around the country. And I hate to do this because I like the kid. But poor Boogie Flan, he just can't get it, you know. I like Boogie. I'm gonna bash on him just a hair. You know, he had a big turnover late in the Duke game. He had a good game. He had 16 points, but he had a turnover last possession that, you know, they had the ball, the chance to win it, and he turned it over. And then against UConn, they played UConn at Madison Square Garden in the Jimmy V Classic. And he was taking the ball out of bounds. Once again, Florida had the ball, sideline out, chance to take the lead under 15 seconds or so. And he could not, you know, people got to get open. They do. But he happened to be the guy that was taking the ball out and got a 5-second call late in the
Oh
game.
gosh.
He fouled out. Only played about 18, 20 minutes. And so Um, I hate it for Boogie, but I said the whole time the reason Boogie left is because whether he knew or whether John, Cal, or Perry told him, "Hey, we got this kid coming in. It's probably best that you go do something else, whether it's a
Mhm.
draft, Florida, whatever." And he
Yeah.
got a bag to go to Florida, so good for him.
Yeah.
And I ain't got nothing against Florida. I hope Florida wins a lot of games this year because I do like Boogie, but I hate seeing him struggle. Um, and then the other just quick news I got, Philip Rivers.
Yes.
Big big news out of the NFL. Philip Rivers at the age of 44
Mhm.
went and did a tryout with the Colts after Daniel Jones tore his Achilles on Sunday. Um, how many kids does Philip have?
I think he has his jersey number of kids, 17. I don't think it's that many, but it's a lot.
I think
Um,
it's in the teen. I think it's in the double digits.
he's a
Um,
grandfather.
oh, is he at
Philip
44?
Philip Rivers is a grandfather and is gonna be in the
Wow.
NFL, and apparently is the second quarterback, to be a grandfather and be an active NFL player. Let me see how many
Okay.
kids Philip Rivers has.
Good for Philip. I don't know if he'll end up getting any run or not with the actual, on Sundays, but he did make the roster, and I don't know
10.
if
He
it's
has
a
10 kids.
10. Okay. So yeah, that's big news in the NFL world for those of y'all that follow the NFL. Um, the Eagles may like to have Philip Rivers right now.
Outta here.
Uh, I had
Stay
to go.
classy,
I had
never
to go.
yield, get out of here. All right. No, no, that was, you know, he's just showing that Jalen Hurts is just showing that he can do everything. So he could throw touchdowns, he can be MVP of a Super Bowl, he could throw an interception and fumble the ball on the same play.
The same play.
So,
That takes talent. That takes talent.
yeah, for anybody that didn't watch the Monday Night Football game of the Eagles and Chargers this week, Jalen Hurts throws an interception. I forget the linebacker for the Chargers that intercepted it, but said linebacker fumbles the ball. Jalen Hurts recovers it only to fumble it again. So 2 turnovers, 1 play. He's just really showing his diversity and,
That's right. That's right.
look, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Okay. All right. All
I say
right.
that very cautiously.
All right.
But look, it is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
We're uh
Yeah.
we're fine.
Um,
Everything's
I
fine.
think um we had a YouTube comment that I would like to
Please.
comment to.
I don't know what it is, so just please share it. We've had some
Um,
doozies.
yeah, I love all the interactions. Whether you love us or troll us, that's comes with the gig, and we appreciate y'all listening.
Was this from one of our German listeners?
I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Kalen Hitchens, I appreciate you listening, whether you're in Germany or Canada or Netherlands, right?
This
That was
YouTube
on the
comment brought to you by Vita Schnitzel.
yeah, right. Um,
4 chili
anyways,
dogs
he
for
commented
$4.
after the last pod and says, "So y'all got an Arkansas podcast and you talk about the games, but you don't really watch the games?" Question mark. Um, so obviously that's a reference to me saying that I only got to watch a little bit of the first half of the Arkansas Fresno game um, on
Forgive us,
Saturday.
we're not being paid for this, okay?
I
This
watch
is
every single game.
free.
I go to almost every game at Bud Walton. I had a commitment on Saturdays, so I only got to watch a little bit of the game. And if you listen to the pod, which obviously you did, I appreciate you listening to the 40-minute mark or whenever we started talking about basketball. So you are a loyal listener. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't really break down anything in the game because I didn't get to watch it. So yeah, I go to every game at Bud Walton pretty much. Families, season ticket holders, obviously, former basketball coach. Love the Hoop Hogs. That's my passion. I love the football Hogs and the Diamond Hogs, obviously, but the Hoop Hogs is my passion. But yeah, I love Didn't get to watch the whole game. Sometimes life happens, and I don't try to say stuff about games that I don't get to watch. So I didn't break down the game or very much or any of it outside of what I saw. So
And we
thanks for
won,
listening to the pod, though,
and
because
we won by a lot. So it's,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're in
But
control.
anyways, yeah. Thanks for the comment. If anybody else would like to comment, we'll read almost all the comments we get when we remember, and appreciate everybody for listening. So,
And
anyways,
for the one that was on me about Silverfield's haircut, I got my haircut today. So we had somebody say, "Look in the mirror." So
yeah, that's right. That's right.
give me your
That's right.
critiques. Where
That's
did we
right.
go wrong? I do have a cow lick.
I yeah. I told you that my buddy said he loves Hatless Andrew.
Hey,
So I think
I'm here for him.
that's right. That's right.
Um,
Anyways, next week, obviously, no football game. We'll react to the Arkansas Texas Tech basketball game, which I will watch every minute of. And we'll give our college football playoff predictions next week. Probably pick the first round games against the spread, the first 4 games. Obviously, we're not just going to pick JMU or Oregon. I mean, that's goes without saying. So we'll pick them against the spread. And then we will also next week, is now that the Silverfield thing is kind of starting to calm down, we will go back to our preseason predictions for the Razorbacks, because we are all about transparency at the Never Yield Pod. And when we make
yeah.
predictions, we will always follow up on them and let you know
Mhm.
how we did.
Yep. I also have another
So,
segment that I want to do. Let's do top 5 Christmas movies
okay,
next
that's a
week.
great one.
Because
It's a great one.
we'll be getting into prime
We will.
Christmas season. I mean, we're already in
We
it, but
will.
yeah,
Yeah. That is
we'll
a
do
good
that
one.
too.
We will. That should be interesting. I'm sure I will get a lot of hateful comments on some
There's
of my
right
favorites. I can't wait to.
there's right
There's,
and very wrong answers. So
yeah, I'm sure you'll be
I will
smoking me if I
I'll
had to
judge you
guess.
hard.
Anyways, thanks everybody for listening. Um, Once again, our views keep going up, especially on Spotify and then YouTube also. When you listen to the show on YouTube, or watch it on YouTube, I should say, if you'll just click that little thumbs up button, that'll help us even reach more people. Got a lot of people listening, so just click that thumbs up, that like, leave a comment. We can read it, react to it. And man, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Go Hogs, smoke Texas Tech, revenge on our mind.
Yes.
Revenge on our mind. So
Yes.
take us home, brother.
All right. Stay classy. Never yield with Silverfield and Cal. All the above. Beat the Red Raiders. Merry Christmas. See you next week.
We're big.